Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm with Sarah Edmondson, who's the CEO of the Agents Together charity, the charity that was launched last week in all the property press to great applause and an awful lot of comments. Sarah, why did you become the CEO? In fact, not the CEO, but why did you become involved with the charity in the first place?
Hi, Chris, by the way, and hello, everybody. Yeah, that's a really good question because actually, and you asked it in just the right way, I didn't get involved with the charity to be the CEO. I got invited by Michael Bruce to join a group of people whose names I obviously knew. You were one of them, Chris. There was Mike Day, Stephen Brown, Sam Jones were in there, and obviously Michael and Kenny. And they approached me and said, you know, we want to create a charity. We know that you love helping people. You're banging on about it all the time. And apparently my name had been put forward. I think it was by you, Chris Watkin, but I have no idea who by. And there I was, I joined the group. And from there, you know, the seed sort of grew from there. And I was very privileged and honoured when Michael rang to ask if I would like to sort of head it up, largely because I felt so passionately about it. So yeah.
Okay, so why? I mean, the two pillars of the charity are, you know, and the charity is not in competition with Agents Giving, which is agents giving to the community. It's basically agents helping agents. Now, it's my understanding that the tenet of the charity is two bases: better mind and better agent. Why better mind and why better agent, better business?
So the reality of the situation is when we sat, and as you know, because you were there having our twice weekly meetings, and we thought long and hard about what agents needed and wanted, and we took from and we drew from your experience, because you speak to hundreds of, probably nearly thousands of people a week. We took from Mike Day and Stephen Brown, who are constantly speaking to people, and my own experience as well. And at this point we were in the middle of lockdown. We were in the middle of the pandemic. No one knew what the future was holding, and what we were aiming to do was to help people overcome the obvious challenges that were in existence right then, but also the challenges that we could see on the horizon as professionals within our industry. And I think that having a healthy mind, which is pillar number one, is absolutely vitally important. And you know, people talk about having a healthy body. We do diets. I know you're a fantastic dieter these days, Chris, and look at the results. But we do diets. We all go to the gym when we could. We're fixated almost upon our physical health, but we spend very little time as society, not just estate agents, but I think estate agents even less, on what's going on sort of in our minds and how we can be healthier there. I got a brain training app during lockdown, and that was great because it kept me sort of slightly lucid. I was able to actually, you know, think about things, and so that's why Healthy Mind was so important. It was about making sure that we brought to the forefront the idea that to have a successful business, it can start with a successful and healthy mind. And does that make sense?
Yeah. Do you think mental health is an issue in a estate agency? I mean, especially on the back of that awful situation with that poor girl on the East Coast who worked for Heart. Nothing against Heart, but just that poor girl. I mean, how did that affect you?
I mean, we've been really cautious to sort of steer away from any label relating to mental health. But the reality of the situation is, and Chelsea Dax, young lady, it broke my heart during lockdown. I talked about it a lot when we were on myself and Brian's morning meetings that we did every day during lockdown, and it really touched me, and I was heartbroken because the idea, and we don't know the circumstances around it, and I'm not going to try to assume, mainly out of respect for her family, but ultimately I would hate to imagine that there is anybody in our industry, in our society, but we can't help everybody, but in our industry who doesn't feel like there is somewhere to go. Maybe one of our speedy mentoring 30-minute sessions could help somebody to just feel like there's light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know, but that's certainly what we're working towards.
So it's my understanding with the Healthy Mind bit that that the charity is going to be paying for helpline support and counsellors for agents that need that. The second part is getting people from within the industry to mentor other people in the industry, either using a long-term mentoring or a short, what we call speedy mentoring, which is 30, a one-off 30-minute. Why is it important that you have both long-term and short-term mentoring?
I think that's a really good question. The reason why, obviously, mentorship was a really obvious choice, actually, something that doesn't exist right now within the industry in a non-commercial way. So it was giving anybody in the industry, right from junior negotiator all the way up to business owners and directors, someone to go and bounce ideas off with regularity, but for free, and that was really important. But so that's the full mentorship program, as it were. The speedy mentorship program that we put in place was really as a response to COVID-19 and the pandemic and the immediate challenges. So, for example, I don't know whether to bring my staff back from furlough. I need some help with that. Speak to maybe one of our employment specialists that's a mentor. I'm really struggling to deal with the team now that back in the office. Speak again to one of the mentors in a 30 minutes. Maybe you're having some financial hardship within the business and you just need to reset or look at raising money. Again, 30 minutes might just be just what it takes to lift you up, give you a few ideas and set you off on a new path.
So someone goes to the Agents Together website and they want to be a mentee or a mentor. They go there, and then so if they want to be a mentee, they either say I want a quick, speedy, or want a long term, and they like tick a box what they want, what they help on, and then on the mentors. I mean, it's the agents. There's agents in there. It's like a who's who of UK estate agency. I know we rang an awful lot of people together, and no one said no. They all want to be involved. There's a few that want a bit more information, but they love what it's about, and being either able to offer like a 2 half-an-hours a month for a speedy mentoring, or offering an hour a month for one person for 12 months. The offer's there, but it's you giving back to the industry, isn't it? I mean,
I'm bowled over, Chris, to be honest with you, by the support. And I didn't read any of the comments on the industry press last week, mainly to keep myself in a healthy mind. But ultimately, all I got was support, unbelievable amounts of support. People messaging me on LinkedIn, Facebook, you name it, wanting to be a mentor, looking to be mentored. And you're right, it's the who's who. I mean, I've got a call this afternoon with the unforgettable, for example, Harry Hill, who has now signed up for the mentor program. We've got a full range of people who are both agents and not agents. So we've got some great people. We've got some of the people from Virgin, who previous Virgin experience, and chairman of the RAF is one of our mentors. I mean, the breadth is unbelievable, and there's more amazing names to be announced very soon as well. So I think it's a huge and exciting resource for agents to tap into.
I mean, how do you get on with the trustees, and how do you get on with the founding members?
Yeah, I mean, it's been amazing for me personally, and so rewarding already, because, let's be frank, you might think, or some people might think, that myself and Brian with our All Stars business are sort of almost in a competition. I'm allowed to say this, but Stephen Brown is an industry trainer. We are industry trainers. Mike Day is an industry trainer. Once upon a time, the idea of us collaborating on a project probably would have been a little bit alien. But actually what's happened is we've come together as a group, and we're doing good for the industry, and we're doing good for the people within it. And that for me has been phenomenal. And obviously, we can't avoid the fact that there were some negativity around some of the founder members, but ultimately I can only take people from what I see. And I was approached to help the industry. Of course, I'm going to be interested in that. It was a great group of people. We were incredibly well funded. And as a group, everybody is giving so much time and energy to this. And I can't fault anybody for the passion and drive behind trying to help people. It's been phenomenal for me.
Yeah, I think, you know, there are some founders, there are some people in the business who, you know, who've funded the business, predominantly the Bruces. A lot of people feel they've affected the industry, but actually, if you actually objectively look, I think the industry was already probably broken. A lot of the fee degradation came along before they came along, and you didn't have to compete against them. They've earned very well out of the industry, and now they want to come back. It's totally irrelevant what their future plans are. They have gracefully given this money to us. I mean, somebody's even accused me that I'm in the pay. I can confirm that, and I know none of the founder members are being paid, as are none of the trustees. And even if in the future there's going to be some training, because again, one of the things we're going to be offering is training to estate agents, isn't it? Like, you know, when we can all meet up. None of the founder members have said that they actually want to be paid for that work, because it would be crossing over the line. So what I would say, and I know this is into to you, but I'm going to say to you, Sarah, is quite frankly, if I can save one person's life, as I know you can, or we can make a difference, then quite frankly, it's worth the comments that some people will say. I don't really care what you think. If I can change someone's life, then that means the world to me. What do you say?
I feel exactly the same, Chris. Ultimately, I'm in a unbelievably privileged situation where I might actually be able to like you say, maybe we could save somebody's life. Maybe we could, on a slightly different note, but save somebody's business. Maybe we can help build a relationship which makes people achieve their dreams. Who you know, we're a week in, and who knows what we're going to be able to achieve. But like you say, if it's one person, it will have been worth all of the time and all of the effort that all of us have put in. I can't, and it almost makes me get goosebumps when I say that, because it truly, that would be it, wouldn't it? And we may never know. It's very difficult. How can you measure that?
Look, the magic thing is, as long as you're following your truth, that's the main thing. Boys and girls, if you want to go to the website, it's Agents Together. Is it .com or .co.uk? I can never remember.
It's agentstogether.co.uk.
Good stuff. That we have a forum in there where we have weekly topics. We have, and then if you want to apply to be a mentor, you can click on the button there. If you want to be a mentee, you can as well. We'll also be doing webinars as well. And basically, if you are a negotiator, valuer, lister, owner of a business, reach out and ask for some help, because if you don't ask, you don't get in this world. And we want to help. And you know, when you've got such huge names in the industry that are willing to put their time and help you, whether you are a 22-year-old neg or a 50-year-old business owner and you want some help, we will help you if you just reach out to us and ask for that help. Sarah, thank you for your time today. As always, it's been amazing. And thank you for everyone for listening.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you so much, everybody.